Podcast City Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, get out, get knocked down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
Good evening, everyone, and you're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. And my guest tonight, he's all the way from the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy in California. But I'm on the other side of on the East Coast. That's the West Coast. Darwin Finch, how are you?
I'm doing just spectacular, man. How are you?
I saw you vibing to my little intro there. How do you like that?
I was digging it. Yeah, it's got a good little rhythm.
You know what that was? You know what that was? Actually,
no, what is it?
I went on TikTok one night, and some dude was taking requests, right? And I was like, with the acoustic guitar, and the verb back, the loop back or whatever. And so I was like, hey, could you do I do a podcast, a wrestling podcast. Would you mix something up for me? Sure, man. For like $20. I did. Pretty rad, huh?
Yeah,
pretty
there
rad.
we go. Yeah,
and
you got your own custom intro. That's good.
And if you listen a little bit, you kind of hear like the Jeff Hardy kind of feel to it,
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I was thinking like the old ECW intro,
Right. Yeah. But anyway, how you doing tonight? Pretty good?
Yeah,
or today.
I'm doing all right.
Tonight, whatever. I don't even know.
It's early evening here, or getting there. It's about 5 o'clock. Yeah.
All right. It's about 8:12 right now on the East Coast.
Oh, goodness.
Right. Yes. So anyway, man, how you had just gotten back from any wrestling matches this past week?
Yeah, Friday night, I had a match at Millennium Pro Wrestling in Chatsworth, California. I faced off with Dustin Daniels in the opening contest, and we went to war. My back still hurts from it, so that's a good one.
Good.
Keep your eyes out for that. That'll be out on YouTube probably this week.
Sweet. We'll have to link that up to it and get that on there. But cool. So what got you involved with wrestling as a kid growing up? What made you want to be a wrestler?
Well, I kind of got hooked on wrestling right away the moment I saw it. I was up in the middle of the night. The TV just happened to be on, and wrestling was on the TV. I think I was about 4 or 5 years old, and it just caught my eye, and I was mesmerized by it. And then, in the local video store, they had the whole wrestling section in the store. And when I found that, when I'd go with my mom to the video store, I'd see that, and I was like, oh, this is like that stuff I saw on TV. So I would rent, the WrestleManias, the War Games, whatever. I just wanted to watch it all, and I've been hooked on it ever since.
Yeah, Coliseum home videos was a popular thing. BJW and all those old Deathmatch and ECW, and just like all these crazy little XPW as well. Like
oh yeah.
I
used to rent XPW DVDs. In my early 20s, and when I still lived on the East Coast then, and little did I know that I'd be coming over to the West Coast to get trained by Kid Chaos himself. So
what a world that is to like be, you're like, oh man, okay, I watched this stuff I knew there's a promotion that had this kind of like crazy hardcore and just wrestling, and it was like, wow, this is like, and I remember those DVDs would be in like those DVD bins at like they would put them on the shelf, $10 DVDs. You'd
right,
be like, oh, let me pick this up for $10 or $5, and get a good deal. You get like the 3 stacks sometimes or the 2 stacks,
Uh-huh.
and you just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right. So you
That was
just
a good
pop
time. I
those
miss
all.
those times.
I know. And how many DVDs over the years we've had? Our collections are God knows how, but it's an addiction. Wrestling is an addiction when you're a collector, back, watching a lot of wrestling like us as fans as well,
Oh yeah.
It,
Oh, it definitely is. I used to have well, I still have them, but I don't add
yeah.
to the collection anymore, but I have big binders full of wrestling DVDs. I have one that's just American stuff and one that's all in different mostly Japanese but international promotions that I just used to just collect as much as I could as a rabid fan.
But now it's all digitally on touches.
Right.
So.
Yeah. There's no need. You can just go up on YouTube and search. A lot of the times I'll just search matches and be like, I wonder if this match ever happened. And, I'll either find that match or it'll just lead me to something else. That will be interesting to watch. There's just
or it'll pop up on IWTV or something, or one of those networks that just
one
has
of those networks for sure. Yeah.
Not the WWE network, but you go back to the volumes of ECW and just the history of WWE, and growing up, what was that like for you with WWE and WWF at the time zone? Like the differences growing up.
Yeah. So I probably, like most people, I started with WWF, and to date myself, it was kind of like the like the Hogan Warrior Macho Man era. Of the the late 80s, early 90s, and then I kind of I like I said, I just wanted to watch wrestling, so I would find the WCW. I'd watch that. I would even watch Global on TV. I'd watch AWA.
Smoky Mountain, all these other companies.
Smoky Mountain, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Stampede. And then later with ECW, I would say like during the Monday Night Wars, a lot of the times I would watch the WCW undercard because I was really into, the in-ring wrestling more than like the storyline type stuff. But then I'd most likely switch over to WWF for the main event because it was usually a little bit more exciting than the WCW main event. And then ECW is always great.
It really was. It was always great because you had your comical. Really, you think about it, like they were like the comical wrestlers of the era. Also, like you had Chris Candido, you had the Dudley Boys. Just had all these mixed people. Of wrestlers.
Oh yeah, Spike Dudley is one of my heroes for sure. Yeah, I always say if there was no Spike Dudley, there'd be no Darwin Finch. And that's absolutely true.
that's pretty that's pretty cool to come match yourself with him because Spike was one of those guys really just people he never got used a lot like as wrestling like on the main independent scene like if you ever noticed that like he would be here, he would be there. He wrestled on the East Coast a lot as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. But he got his chance to shine as the Giant Killer, and I think that little storyline with him was actually kind of what influenced me to really think that maybe I could be a wrestler someday. He's a little guy that's getting beat up and made fun of all the time, but he still rise to the occasion and put his body through hell and ended up creating some very, very memorable moments.
Yeah, you're like the scientist of right. Your character's more like the weird science kind of guy, nerdy.
Yeah,
basically, right? Almost.
Basically, yeah, scientist with a heavy punk rock influence.
Right on. That's cool. You have to. Yeah, you might as well like punk rock. It was people need to see something with a mix of the because you had your rock and roll. You had what I mean all the
right.
Genres of music, and to mix that up. So let me guess, you like the Rancid.
Oh yeah. Okay. How could you tell?
Shout out to Lars. Shout out to Lars, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those. He's one of those still doing his thing. If it wasn't for him, KG. Shout out to KG, one of his guys. OG Kevin Gill. What's up? Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I've had some chats with Kevin. He's pretty cool.
He's a character. Yes, he is. He can tell you stories about XPW he can tell you stories galore, about all the wrestlers and Homeless Jimmy and just you name it. All these guys, Supreme as well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Supreme was great.
Yeah. But we'll get into that match later because there's something we'll talk about. That'd be very interesting to know. But so going to your first event, what was that like as a kid? Like going to your first match?
So
like,
I didn't actually get to go to a lot of events because I was living in New Hampshire for most of my childhood. It wasn't really a lot of wrestling.
No, yes, yeah, you're right.
Local.
Yeah. Vermont would have the wrestling. I think it was more of the territory. I think, but
maybe
I think
I did travel down to the Boston area when I was a teenager to see a Raw taping. I think that was my first
experience,
my first live wrestling show. And that was a pretty fun experience. And then I wouldn't go again until my 20s, and that's when I would start going to. As I was around the time where I started discovering the indies a little bit more, and I traveled down to the Boston area to see Ring of Honor shows and Dragon Gate USA and Chikara when it would be in the area and things of that nature.
That's awesome. And to see it for your first time, you're like, wow, this is different. This is like an experience, This is like, because you see all the, they get the, they do their thing. They're walking down that ramp and, the lights are shining, the smoke's going off and just pyro. And it's amazing, and you're like, what? This ring looks bigger on TV than you see it in person also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a much different perspective seeing it live and being able to hear the action more. Seeing what's happening during the commercial break and things like that. It's a definite different experience than just, watching it on television for sure.
Did you go to any other shows growing up as well? Or after that? I mean, after the Ring of Honors, did you go to anything else?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I went to the Ring of Honors, I went to the Dragon Gate USAs, and then eventually I moved out to California. And that's a little bit before that I did start to pursue wrestling myself, because I was getting to the point where I was just feeling like, if I don't get in there at some point and at least say that I tried it, I'll regret it forever. So I did start with the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, with Brian Fury and Todd Hansen. And I spent just about 3 months there, but already, I kind of felt like, I was addicted to being in the ring. Like I'd never wanted to leave the ring. So I moved out to California, and I found Santino Bros. And, I went to their show. I went to
tell you what, you got you're very blessed to be at that promotion because, to be a part of that, because that's a really one of the top West Coast, schools, schools to be working, and being trained out of, and people don't
I really feel like that was the spot that molded me into the wrestler that I am today. I've had a lot of influences and mentors and whatnot, but it all comes from that kind of central location of being at Santino's. That's kind of been the catalyst to everything.
And to be trained by Joey Chaos and also Tyler Bateman, right? As well.
Tyler was he wasn't a trainer yet when I started there. He had actually just moved from Oklahoma and was kind of attending the classes himself. But he did kind of become somewhat, he had experience and whatnot, and he kind of became a mentor for me as I was coming up, and we'd go to a lot of the what's called open ring sessions together, where wrestlers just kind of it's not like a scheduled class. You just come in and do a little bit of extra work, and a lot of the times it was me and him and Ruby Reyes and Eli Everfly, and we just kind of
good old Eli. Shout out to him, man. One of the great little. I just seen him in action. He's one of those guys that's. Oh man, come back, Eli. GCW misses you.
I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, he's coming back. I know it's summertime. Summertime's around, still here, so he's plenty of time. Yeah.
But when I started, it was mainly Joey and Robbie Phoenix doing the majority of the training. I'm also a little bit with Ray Rosas. And sometimes, Willie Mack would pop by and just kind of help us out with some stuff. And another XPW original Angel would come by and help us out. And I'd also, as I got into the advanced classes, I started working, doing the classes with Los Luchas, Zocre and Phoenix Star. And I've heavily influenced by those classes as well. So, I mean, the list is endless of folks I've met through there and I've gotten to train with through there that have really, you can learn from so many people. And that's the wonderful thing about wrestling, especially if you're the type of person that can open your mind to that. You can just take a little bit from everyone and put it in, make it your own.
Yeah, and then build your character, and then just there you go. You're a superstar. You're a wrestler. When you take your first bump, you're like, oh, okay, I think I got this. Right? I think I got this. So I'm gonna take, bam, you hit that mat.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's where you see a lot of people say, no, this isn't for me. I've seen, like college football players come in, and they're killing it with the cardio and with the drills and everything, but they take that bump and they're like, nope, can't do this, can't keep doing that. So it takes a special kind of psychopath to to push on through professional wrestling.
That's like my deathmatch friends, it's an art, and they dig out the glass every day. They dig the glass out every day out of their arms,
I don't know how that's not me, but all the respect in the world for them. That's a whole nother art form, and it's wonderful. And
it is, man. It really is.
Kudos to them for being able to put their bodies through that.
yes. Because when you think about that of course that originated in Japan, and people don't really, And
I was a huge FMW fan earlier on, and it's a spectacular.
That's like a buck. It really is, and a bucket list of places to go is Japan, just to go and experience. I need to go and just go see Mr. Danger and just, have a steak and enjoy some wrestling,
Yeah, there you go.
I know, right?
It'd be great.
And then travel down to Mexico and see some Zona wrestling, and just go DDT, DDTU, and just there's so many promotions that are just UK,
just
of
travel
course.
The world and then
travel the world. Come to the West Coast, of course. That's my goal. Come to the West Coast. I have to come see you guys, and I want to support my friends in the business, and You know, that's
You
what it's
should
all
come.
about, right?
You should come in October when Santino Bros has their Night of the Human Deathmatch show. They do it every year.
Hmm.
I think that would be right up your alley.
Probably would be. Ooh, I have to check my calendar, see if I still have time available. I really don't like to. I think I'll wait till next summer maybe to fly. I'm still have that, COVID. You know, what I mean, I'm still over that, but
yeah, no, I mean it's still out there. You know, we're just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we're just pushing through it now.
I know
days,
you are.
but...
I know. I see my friends wearing masks all the time, going to supermarkets and people walking around with them. It's whatever. But, we live every day. We breathe every day. So what's it matter? Yeah. But I'll venture out next year, maybe. So
all
maybe
right.
if that comes, I'll be around. You know that.
We'll keep a lookout for you.
Drag you to the East Coast. You never know. You come down.
I would love to come. I've been there before for Wrestlers Lab in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to come back for any promotion out there. So we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Like my local promotion, Titan Championship Wrestling. Shout out to them. Run by the one and only, their current champion, Steve Monster Mack, one half of the Heavy Hitters, Ring of Honor original and Jersey All Pro original. Still doing the thing, He's still doing his thing.
Well,
and that belt's all
throw my name at him.
Yeah, or Rick Recon. There's so many guys on the card. It's just a great, and ladies, of course, we do a ladies event as well. Every year we call it the Goddesses War, so we bring out the best of the best, So you have to have that, two promotions to one. You can't go wrong,
Oh, absolutely.
But where do you see yourself? Well, would you like? I know you want to East Coast. What? I know there's some top companies that you would love to wrestle. Black Label Pro.
Definitely, yes.
Game Changer Wrestling or LA Fights.
Yeah.
Game Changers. JCW of Jersey Championship. The promotion of what Jersey All Pro. Well, not Jersey. Game Changer Wrestling. It's one of our affiliate programs that's been around quite a while.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah, because they do a daytime show as well. I mean, a lot of not daytime, but you know what I mean, shows all together. But H2O.
I'm not familiar with that.
Hardcore Hustle organization out of Williamstown, New Jersey. Run by the bulldozer Matt Tremont. That guy is very...
okay. I didn't know he had his own promotion. All right, I'll look into that.
He's the deathmatch god. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he is.
He's a icon, and he trains a lot of young talent. New guys to the business. I mean, he's put a lot of people on the map. New talent trying their way to get up top. Where else would you like to see yourself? AIW in Absolute Intense Wrestling. Ooh.
Yeah. That's that was Ohio.
I believe that Chicago. No. Chicago's free. No, wait. Freelance is freelance. No,
and freelance. Freelance definitely. Yeah. I mean, I want to go anywhere and everywhere. Whoever will have me, I would love to come out and do my thing, and
even Japan.
Of
yes.
course, Japan. Oh, Japan,
man.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I keep trying to convince Kikutaro to tell people to get me over there.
Yeah, that would be kind of crazy, Imagine just taking that journey and just, hey, Sick Nick Mondo, where are you? He has got connections.
Yeah,
Mondo.
You know what? Yeah,
everybody.
Mondo and I are pals, and he's definitely given me some advice over the years. He saw me at a pro wrestling show, and we've been friends ever since. So, I should talk to him.
He just came back. Well, actually, he was just this week in Atlantic City for that Game Changer big weekend.
I saw that.
I wish I was there, but I was at home. I lived 20 minutes away, but I had other plans. Can't be everywhere, you know. Can't be everywhere. As I always say, can't be at every single show. You got to save your bucks, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Don't go broke on wrestling, folks. But
no,
still spend money on wrestling.
You can spend money and you're at a casino as well. You know, it doesn't help. It doesn't even help when Joey, the bad boy Joey Janela shows pictures on Twitter of his gambling.
Yikes.
Yes, but you know what? He can do what he wants because that's the bad boy. Yeah.
Gotta live the gimmick, brother.
That's like how I tell people every time, from his career. I've seen him since he was, young when he started 16.
Oh wow.
So until now, and doing this thing and just. Cujo, watch out!
Oh no!
Damn dogs. No. But what kind of music? Well, of course you're into the punk rock. You are into the good stuff. So what do you like? What is your go-to music right now?
Oh, it's so hard to say because I listen to music all day long. And being the punk rock Poindexter, that means I like people are like, oh, you must like this kind or this era or whatever. But it's not true. Like I like stuff from the 70s all the way till stuff that came out today. I like the sing-songy punk up to the hardcore aggressive punk. But I would say lately I've been I've always been a big fan of the Queers. They're from my home state. I've always loved the Clash is one of my all-time favorites. I've recently really gotten into Rad Key and Escape from the Zoo. But I feel like I could list like 100 bands and then feel like I didn't say the band that I wanted to say,
Yeah.
Because there's so much and I just love it all. As long as it comes from a place of from the heart, as long as it's genuine, as long as it's not a corporate backed kind of image punk kind of a thing. That's not my game.
When's the last
is music that's by Outcast for Outcast, so it has to kind of come from that place.
When's the last time you went to a concert? Ooh.
Recently I went to not that long ago, probably maybe a month ago, I went to see the band X and they played with the Last Gang. So it was a little bit of Last Gang's kind of a modern punk band, and they're amazing. And X, also one of the originals, probably maybe the first punk band that had both a male and female singer, doing co-vocals, from like 1977, I believe their first album was. So, it was kind of a mix of both, and there were so many older punks in the crowd for that show, and that was something that you don't see a whole lot of, and that was a really cool experience.
That's like down at the Jersey Shore, we have that Stone Pony is so popular with the punk, the rock that's still around, man. Like all those bands are still doing their thing around town and doing those little shows for everybody. I still need to go to see like one of those punk rock, just rock the hell out, just to go and, just to feel the vibe because it's an awesome scene, man. It really is. It's
Yeah.
a different. It makes you want to like jump on a skateboard and just like shred down the street. Growing up, that's what Of course, that was like a big thing for us. As a kid.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like skating, was a big popular. We had skate parks, and
I think that was kind of how I first discovered punk rock, was through skateboarding videos. A lot of them would be playing punk rock, and I would be like, "What is this music? This isn't stuff that's on the radio." And then I just It's just like wrestling. I started deep diving and finding more and more and more, and just got got addicted to it the same way I got addicted to wrestling.
That's like Darby Allin almost, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Except for I'm not nearly as talented as a skateboarder as Darby. I tried my best as a skateboarder, but I got more bruises than I did actually land tricks.
I used to build so many ramps for friends. Oh my god, it was crazy. That's all he wanted. Ramps. Hey, can you make me a little half pipe? Yeah, no problem. Those little mini ramps. I still see a lot of those laying around. They're all rotted and stuff, It's crazy. But actually,
I used to build those as well. But me and my best friend used to build them in his backyard, and making the boxes and building the setup for the rails and everything, and then we try it and wipe out. I'm pretty sure there's still some old some camcorder videos of us being terrible at skateboarding.
Yeah, right. Or riding our BMX bikes on it as well. The mongoose bike. And
remember those. Yeah.
Oh man, I was jealous. I never got to buy one of those, but I did have the BMX. I have the cool wheel well. The pegs. I had the cool pegs.
Oh, nice.
See, also got to remember, like, that was also like, people didn't realize, like, that was also rock too. People didn't realize, like, that also was like a different style of rock. Like,
totally, yeah. All those they were kind of the extreme sports, I guess.
Yes, they were back in the day before wrestling. But no, just taking a BMX bike and just going through the mall parking lot and just hey kids, friends, let's be rebels today. We're gonna play our music and just with our big boom box. Remember those boom boxes? Boom box.
Of course.
Put our cassette tapes in that we had. Cassette tapes. What are cassette tapes, right? What the fuck are those things? Now it's all modern shit nowadays, folks.
Right? We're a bunch of dinosaurs talking about this stuff right now.
Yeah. But I actually got to see I did get to see a whole bunch like cool bands. One year I went to they called it Live Earth concert. It was like one of those global warming functions, and it was like tons and tons of bands, and Roger Waters of Pink Floyd was there. AFI was there.
All right.
The list, shit, I could just go on and on. Like, just so many bands. Smashing Pumpkins was there. I was lucky to see them, like, as just some rad bands. Police, Sting as Police. Like, you don't see. Wow. I know, and just of course, like Melissa Etheridge and
all kinds of different genres there.
KT Turnstile, and like just weird, just all the even people, like America's, people who were on TV that made that American Idol shit, like Kelly, whatever her name was, and just a whole bunch of Alicia Keys, and it's amazing, man, just to see all these people, but to see like a huge crowd rock out to all these different venues, But my favorite experience, and I like to tell this to everybody, is my dad and I went to my local rock fest. Wrestle Rock Fest at a local baseball park right next to my house. And my promoter at the time for Game Changer, I was hanging out and doing some video footage for him. Facebook Live. We be the rig crew. Like let me go into the audience with my camera, and he tapped me on the shoulder. Hey, David, it was raining out as well, and he's like, hey, David, you want to go see Alice Cooper live right now? They're going to be playing for $40. So my dad and I got to experience the whole Alice Cooper experience. And my dad was blown away. And my dad was blown away by all the stage props. And
gimmicks. He makes a big production out of it. I hear.
And just to see that was, my gosh, he was like, because he grew up on Elvis. He was an Elvis person.
Sure.
Because he has met him too, but he's met.
Oh wow, that's cool.
He's met a lot of people over the years, and but we just enjoyed that. And then fast forward, I go to another show in New Jersey for another Game Changer Rock Fest they did. I got to see Stone Temple Pilots before he died.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I got to hear Plush, the one of the best, the one that made me want to play acoustic guitar, because I was really a big Stone Temple vibe, Pilots vibe person growing up, music wise. Pearl Jam, I just loved all kinds of music growing up. Johnny Cash, just every kind of music,
Yeah.
Movie wise, what are you watching right now? Anything catching your eye? I just showed you something that blew my mind. Back to the Future 4 or
I can't believe that's
weird. That's wild. That's wild, right?
That is wild. Yeah. No, I do love those movies. I'm mostly a horror fan. That's my main genre, but I do like lots of different types of movies. And things I've seen recently that have caught my eye. The as weird as it is to say, the Chip and Dale movie was hilarious.
I'll have to watch that. I'll watch that after tonight. Maybe that made me laugh. I need a good laugh. Little stupid movie. I've been watching a lot of like horror cabin movies. I don't know why. Like I've been
cabin movies. All right, like Evil Dead and Cabin in the Woods.
Yes. Yeah, just slaughter movies from back in when they first started them on.
Oh, that's fantastic. I tell everyone to go watch Uncle Peckerhead. Is one of my favorite recent movies, and it's a punk rock horror comedy. So that speaks to me at a personal level.
all right, I'll have to dive into that later tonight too.
Yes.
Just remind me or text it to me. Message it.
I'm trying to worm my way in. If they make a sequel, I'm trying to worm my way into it.
Yeah. I was watching some. There was some stupid movie that was horrible. They got some reviews. I was looking on a cabin adventure movie. They like goofballs in the woods. It was like stupid.
Oh yeah.
Like they didn't know
I like
how to
watch those every once in a while too. Something really random and out there.
It's not even like actual like gore, like they're just stand there and just put the blood on their face, the fake blood.
Yeah.
But like if you go back to horror, like the originals, like Friday the 13th, of course,
yes,
the Halloweens, the Nightmare on Elm Streets, the Stephen King movie, all Stephen King movies, and
yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love it all. Yeah, all the classics, the just like with wrestling and just like with punk rock. I like the classics. I like the new stuff. I like it when it's great.
And I
like it when it's bad.
and I still need to make the trip to the diner down in Princeton, New Jersey. I still need to go to the diner for Friday the 13th.
Yeah, definitely. The camp's down there too, isn't it?
Yeah, I keep on getting notifications for it. I haven't gone yet. I should just do the tour, just for the hell of it, just to see what it's like. get a group rate and just go. No, it's cool to visit places like that because you don't get to experience that every day. Have you ever visited seen any like places or from like a movie set or like a filming location?
Not on purpose. I went to see a show in Long Beach at a place called Alex's Bar, and I didn't realize until after the fact that a friend told me that that's the same place from at the end of the movie The Pick of Destiny, where the David Grohl Satan gets sucked down into the earth. Is that same parking lot in that bar. And then I guess that bar was also on the show True Blood that I've never seen that show. But apparently that's the bar that they frequent on that series. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And I think there's been other experiences in places like that since I moved out to California that I'll find out later. I always tell was in this movie.
Yep, that's like the Amityville Horror. Like I always tell people that was filmed in Point Pleasant over the bridge. The scene over the bridge at my mom's college in Lakewood, New Jersey. Just like every little nook and cranny was filmed there. And then they made a big deal and they sold the house. They really sold that house. I can't believe they did it for like millions of dollars.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe someone decided to buy it.
Yeah, right. I would have left it alone. It was like a landmark, It's like but then they put those series on, I didn't like that when they made that series and just it wasn't the original, you have to watch the original because that's that was like the movie,
Oh yeah. But that movie had a bunch of weird sequels though, and I kind of enjoyed it as very weird sequels. My favorite one of those is Amityville 1992 It's About Time.
Oh wow.
Not only does the title tell you what year the movie came out in, but it also tells you what the movie is about.
Wow, that's insane. I'll have to check that out. I'll check that one out too.
It's very strange. It's very strange.
I like stuff like that.
I enjoy that kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's like the oddities and stuff. Going to like the Ripley's Believe It or Not and just seeing what the hell's out there. It's like that's always fun experience. I did that. I took a trip. I actually. Last time Game Changer was in Atlantic City, I went to the Ripley's on the boardwalk. And I was like, let me go by myself. Let me see what this is all about. Just have fun walking around, looking at all the insane, things that people have done to their bodies or did this or did that. I even saw like a coffin, like an African coffin that they made into an airplane, like they're like weird. Actually put bodies in airplanes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is, yeah.
But seeing like stuff like that, it's like, wow, man, you live life and look at the oddities in life we see every day,
That's very true. Very true.
That's people don't know that like the freak shows are still a thing down in Coney Island, New Jersey. They still have a freak show next to Nathan's Hot Dogs, the famous boardwalk and, where the guy stuffs all his face, the guy that wins a hot dog thing every year,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's insane. But TV shows or cartoons?
Yeah. I'm a very big fan of the Venture Brothers. I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think that show's genius.
Of course, Bob's Burger. Everybody loves that. Gotta like the Bob's Burger. All these dumb little Ed. You even go back to like the Ed and Eddie's series.
Oh yeah, I loved that growing up. Yeah, I loved all those Cartoon Network shows. That and Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles to Family Guy,
real Ghostbusters,
Family Guy to The Simpsons to just you name it, every cartoon in the world, you know, like
Yeah,
there's too many.
yeah.
You know,
I
it's like
recently rewatched through the Cowboy Bebop cartoon, and
Mhm.
that's a pretty remarkable series. Yeah.
Yeah. TV shows or series. I have not watched anything good. I always go back and watch Seinfeld or an old Saturday Night Live. That's what I've been
I
doing lately.
see. Yeah.
You know,
Like
or
I said, I really like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I thought Brooklyn Nine-Nine was a very funny show.
mhm.
Um, Parks and Recreation.
Oh, also, wait a minute. Another TV show that my cousin performed in his band way back was on Tribeca, the TV series Tribeca from New York City. I forgot about that. He played.
Oh,
He was a bass player, and he did a moving out scene of his friends. I thought that was badass.
oh yeah, that's
You
very
know,
cool.
slap bass, just kicking ass. You know, because coming from Long Island and just living in this city, got invited to play on a set. You know, it's like, okay, you're a part of the show for the day. You know, no, then they closed that show. Then that show never lasted. You know.
Oh yeah, that's too bad.
Oh well, you know. But other any sci-fi, of course, sci-fi. Tons of good sci-fi. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I grew up a big Star Wars fan in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Aliens series. Yeah, there's lots of good sci-fi for sure.
But now let's get to something else. Let's talk about a match you got coming up. Ooh,
Okay,
let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
This is going to take place. Let me guess, the June 17th.
That's correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
I know the match you're talking about.
Go ahead, explain it. Let's hear about it. You're going to be having
June 17th in Cudahy, California for Santino Brothers Wrestling. The show is called Lay Around, Play Around, and the match is going to be myself versus Sage Sin Supreme, who I've known for a very long time, but we've never actually had a match against each other, whether it be singles, tag, anything like that. So this will be a very first time matchup. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, that's going to be I'm looking forward to hearing the results of that, and we'll do a follow-up podcast after that. I'm sure we will, down the road. We'll definitely get another one going. But what else do you have coming up? Any other events as well? Your calendar full?
Next weekend, on June 11th, or actually this weekend, I'm sorry, June 11th, Saturday, it's in Burbank, California at the Burbank Moose Lodge. Wrestling Pro Wrestling presents Battle for Uranus.
That's a great name for it.
Yes. The match is apropos for that. It's myself and Fidel Bravo, who is probably my worst enemy in wrestling and in life. Being forced to tag against the team of Rubber Baby Leather Daddy. So that's going to be a very uncomfortable thing for most people to watch, probably, and for me to experience. And then, like I said, June 17th is the match with me and Sage. That Saturday of that weekend, June 18th in Monrovia, California for Pro Wrestling Uncensored. I'm wrestling Gusten Uberstud in a singles match. And then June 14th, I have a private event that I'm wrestling for. And then July 15th is I'm going to be in Liberty Lake, Washington for Relentless Pro Wrestling. July 30th, I'll be back at Santino Bros for the LA Rumble. And then in August 13th, another show I'm very, very excited for is the debuting Epic Pro Wrestling, which has an amazing card so far. You know, it's got Ricky Shane Page, Atticus Cougar, Peter Avalon, B-Boy, Little Cholo, Eli
guys
Everfly, Kid
oh my
Bandit,
gosh, you make me
Delilah
jealous. Everybody
Yeah.
under the sun. So that's like good to see all those people. And you know,
Absolutely. I'm very honored to be a part of that card.
that's gonna
keep
be
your
cool.
eyes out for that, because I think that that's the start of something pretty magical that's going to happen here in California.
And shout out to B-Boy on that, because B-Boy is one of those guys that you can learn a lot from B-Boy.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I've been lucky enough to get the chance to learn from B-Boy a couple of times. And he's got his own school down in San Diego, and the Level Up Pro Wrestling School. And man, the folks that come out of there, they're pretty top notch. So
I know.
Yeah, B-Boy is fantastic. And yes.
Have you ever checked out his footage from Jersey All Pro?
I have seen a couple of matches, from Jersey All Pro. Yeah, back in my old time stack of DVDs.
They still have it. They still have it on IWTV, which is really awesome. They have the whole archive now.
That's great. Yeah. I think he had a series with Homicide there.
Teddy Hart, everybody, Kingston, you name it. He's gone through them all. Yeah. He's gone through them. Shout out to Eddie Kingston. Hey, Eddie, you listening? What's up? I'm giving all the shout outs tonight, and why not, right? Do it. It's my podcast. Shout out to everybody listening. And where can we catch you on social? Well, of course, it's right there and all this.
It's right there.
it is.
All my social media. Yes. On Twitter, I'm at Darwin Finch. And on Instagram, I'm at Punk Rock Poindexter. So catch me either of those. You can catch me on Facebook as well, but I'd say I spend more time on Twitter or Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel as well that I know I need to start putting more things on, and I'm definitely gonna start doing that. So keep a lookout for more info on there, and follow Santino Bros Wrestling, follow Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
Follow Lucha, follow it all, man.
Follow it all, yeah. Support local wrestling. Watch all the wrestling you can, because there's so much great stuff out there. And,
absolutely,
there's different flavors of ice cream for everybody.
Support the LGBT wrestling community as well, as we always say.
Definitely, absolutely.
Because we got a lot of good friends in the business that do what they do best. It's and their life revolves around
diversity is the spice of life, and that's what pro wrestling is all about.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, Darwin, I want to say thank you for coming on tonight, and let's definitely link up again down the line. We'll do another round 2.
Yes, thanks for having me.
We'll do with Darwin's hour number 2 or something. We'll call it something different.
Sounds groovy, baby.
And that's it. I just got a podcast. What do I have coming up? David, what do you have coming up? Well, I have a podcast this Thursday night at 8 p.m. with the co-owner of Snack Season Sauces, Dave. Not Stephen Coleman. I'm looking forward to talking to him about his wrestling career as well. He spices it up with a little hot sauce business and wrestling on the side. Looking forward to seeing what he's all about. He's made some hot sauce. Actually, he just recently made a hot sauce for the OG Kevin Gill. So you never know. I'm going to be working on talking some spices. We have maybe a Deathmatch Russell podcast sauce will be popping up soon. I'm looking to for it, break out something to have fun because I love the spice, love the hot stuff. Got to have the hot.
Me too,
sauce,
man. Send some my way. I love it.
I will hook you up. Maybe we'll get a Darwin. Maybe we'll get a Darwin one. You never know. See?
There we go.
we could make that happen. You never know.
Some scientific spice for your taste buds.
Ooh, that sounds good. That does sound good. So
I'll brew some up in my lab tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, percolate it. Get it going. All right, man. I want to say thank you again for coming on. I will talk to you again. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. Have a good night, everybody. Till next time, we talk wrestling and much more. And I got to get this off of here. Do this. Man, there's too much crap here these days. I hate this. There we go. Cut the music. Cue it.
You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on the following. Just hit the like button and share. You can hear the audio portion of Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Social media, Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Facebook, Twitter at DavidNJ32, Instagram, DavidNJ36, YouTube, David C. Russell, and DeathmatchWrestlePodcast.com. Podcast City Network, your top source for independent podcasting. Be creative, be yourself. PodcastCity.net. Facebook, Podcast City Network. Twitter at Podcast City Net. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast merchandise available. PodcastCity.net/shop. Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Head over to WrestlingWithJoners.com. Follow them on Facebook, Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Twitter at @WithJoners_pod. I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collarandelbowbrand.com. Use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast.